Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday morning. It is October 2nd, 2023, and that means it's time for werewolf season to kick off. How come there's no sound?
There's no howl. That would have been really awesome if that would have worked.
Oh, it's literally telling me it's howling right now. Oh, what's that? Yeah. All right, it's October, man. I'm so excited. Okay, this wolf is...
What's wrong with him?
Are you all right, buddy? You know, that might be...
I think something's wrong.
Sounds like an upset stomach. Is it mating season for wolves? Good morning. I hope you guys all had a good weekend. Welcome back to the show. I am JJW. That is a totally innocent deacon. Oh, Fire Marshal JJW. Yeah. And we meet Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on rumble.com/JJW to talk about news, culture, politics, pop politics, culture, news.
Right. All of that stuff, plus more.
Where people, if this is the first time you're here, before you pass judgment on us, and you will pass judgment on us, that's going to happen. But before you do, please hit like, subscribe. And if we offend you, it's not on purpose. We're not trying to offend you. You can hold your opinions and we can hold ours. And, it's all okay. Unless you're wrong. If you're wrong, you probably need to be ostracized from society. I don't know, cut off from banking, maybe not allowed to be on the internet.
No, yeah, not allowed to do anything.
If you're wrong. Good morning, Deacon. I'm on a monologue, I guess.
You are. That's all right. I'm going to let you do it. I like
it. Oh, checky.
Look at that.
Yeah. I was able to talk my wife into letting me buy a mug for Halloween.
Yeah, look, there's I've still got my Ahsoka until she's done.
Are you caught up? You on 7 yet?
No, I'm not on 7 yet. We were busy all weekend, and I've been busy in the house, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch a program. Actually, I did yesterday. Last week, I told my son I've been watching this show on Netflix called The Pacific, and it's about the World War II in the Pacific. And my great uncle died at 18 over there in the Pacific in World War II. And so I was watching this, very good. And I saw Netflix had Band of Brothers back on Netflix right now.
Well, there's like 60 hours of your life.
Anyone out there, if you've never seen Band of Brothers, it is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's I love it. And I told my son, Alex, who's 15, I walked in there to his room the other night. And I said, hey, listen up. I want time with you to watch this together, because he will love it. And I think young boys need to see this. Band of Brothers. It's wonderful. I told him, we watched the first episode last night, and I was like, dude, I've seen this like 3 times and I cry every single time I watch this. So I'm just warning you that this is going to be a very emotional thing. So,
well,
that's what I haven't had a chance to watch Ahsoka, because I've watched other things in the very time that I have to watch.
All right. And you only have so many hours, and I believe you me. I know that. I get I get 15 minutes at a time, and then I'm like, okay, hold on, let me break you guys up. And so
I'm really thinking about changing over to Leonardo da Vinci's sleep pattern, where you sleep like every 20 minutes, every like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe it works. I don't know. All right, let's get to music this morning before we get to the awesome stories, because you've got some good ones. And music this week is going to be a little different. Well, maybe not a little different, but you get bonuses this week thanks to our buddy Sinister Minister, because this is October. We love to talk about werewolves for some reason. And so this week, this whole month, you're getting an extra song in our Deeks playlist. If you will go and look right above JJ's head, and it will appear. And then you can go there, go to our Discord server. Deke's playlist is in there. This month, you get the bonus song, Werewolves of London. Started it off big. We got to start off the very first werewolf song that everyone knows, Werewolves of London, Warren Zevon. I did not put in the, you've heard the song a million times. I put in a live version for you to watch. Warren Zevon play. I think this is like 1982, October the 1st, almost, how many years ago was that? 40, 39, 41. I don't remember how I'm 49. I don't know how. I'm not good at math. But your song this week is The Guitar by Guy Clark. Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard of Guy Clark?
I was trying to listen to Werewolves of London here.
No, the song today.
Guitar above it.
Yeah, the song today is called The Guitar by Guy Clark. Guy Clark, a lot of people might not know him if you're not a music person. He was a prolific songwriter back in the day. He also performed as well, but a lot of people have recorded his songs. And this song, The Guitar, I just played it on the air for the folks that were listening in our Discord server. You can join our Discord server from 6:30 to about 7:45 and listen to the radio here on my station in Kentucky. So I played this morning. And this is a very haunting tale. It's beautiful guitar picking in it. It's just a wonderful song to sit and listen. You've got to listen to the very last line. The very last line of the song wraps up the whole song. I can't
listen to that now.
No,
now
you can't listen to it now. You need to listen. It's not like a 3.5 minutes. But in a minute, you need to listen because the very last line, he tells a story, and the very last line sums up the whole thing. You've got to.
Is there a plot twist? Is there a Sixth Sense plot twist?
Is a plot twist to make you go, oh. So it's good. It's good. So come to our Discord server. Right. Check out Guy Clark, The Guitar. Oh, I didn't even put it up on the freaking screen. Did I? There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Haunting tale.
But if you want to link to it, you need to go. Right there.
Yeah.
You need to go to the Discord server, sir. All right. Good morning, everybody. Here we go. It's the start of the week. And
do I need to go pull the fire alarm first?
Yeah. Especially if you're losing, if you're not getting what you want, you should throw a tantrum like a big baby and pull the fire alarm so that everybody has to vacate the building. Here is a story posted, at least initially on Twitter, but then I think
we gotta see this first because you didn't even show how awesome this.
Yes, today's title: "Pull in case of emergency." Like if you're losing. This is Congressman Jamal Bowman, everybody. I know you couldn't see his face too clearly there in the security screenshot of him pulling the fire alarm, dipshit. So I just put his face up there a little bit bigger so that you can see what he looks like. Here's the story from Daily Wire. Let me get it up here. Boop. Daily Wire. Check it out. Democratic rep reportedly caught on camera pulling House office fire alarm ahead of continuing resolution vote. This is Friday, maybe Saturday. They were going to do this. Deke, folks, we were in dire danger of the government shutting down and your tax dollars not being spent for a couple of days. So we were in such dire emergencies that the House had to pass a continuing resolution to fund the government for like 45 days or something like that, rather than keep the leverage that they have to get what they want from the Democrats and from the democratically run Senate, rather than keep that leverage of power. Instead, they're like, oh, let's just pass it. Let's take all the pressure off the table so that government services get paid for. So
it's like this woman. I was trying to. I went to Arby's the other day, and I was getting a woman said something. I was making small talk with her, and she said, well, "If the government don't shut down," and she was. I looked at her, and I was like, "The government's not going to shut down."
No.
If that is your major worry right now in life, wow, God bless you. You don't have any worries at all. If your major worry is that the government shut down,
you're worried that America is going to just implode.
Yeah.
No.
That's why I told Ashley. And Ashley kind of, but she said, Ashley made a good point to me. And Ashley said, I said that and I made a joke and I was like, what's going to happen? We're not going to be able to go to LBL, the Kentucky parks and whatnot. You're not going to be able to go to national parks and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, she's a realtor, right? She's a realtor here in Kentucky. If you're looking to buy a house in Kentucky, please DM me. I'm obligated to say that every single time, or else I'll be sleeping on the couch. She's a realtor, and she said that a lot of their loans and stuff, if they shut down the government, a lot of the loans and stuff that their buyers can get and whatnot. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
She was like, yes, this will disrupt my job. I was like, oh, okay. Well, there's a lot of things out there that we don't think about, but the main problem with this was that I saw an article. I didn't even save it this morning, but didn't they cut out all the Ukraine crap from this?
That was part of it. But then Gates is super mad because I think in order to get the continuing resolution passed, the Speaker of the House, McCarthy, made some side deals with Democrats and didn't tell Republicans about it until after they passed.
Deals? They don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm understanding. So we'll get into that. You know how much of the congressional budget is discretionary? Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay. So we have like a huge budget, right? But discretionary would be like, oh, well, that's the amount of the budget that you can actually allocate to here or there or this or whatever. Mm-hmm. Only 30% of the budget is discretionary. Most of the budget is already pre-allocated by law to defense. It's already spent. There's no changing it.
What was it? DOD,
Social Security, Medicare.
There was another
Medicaid.
Big one. I can't remember the other one. It was letters, and I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
like, really?
But it's 63% of the budget is mandatory spending. Like you can't change it. It's already done. They can't even do anything about that. 8% of our budget, 8% is just going to pay interest. Can't change that either. So
yeah.
So the government's going to shut down because like a portion of 30% is not going to be able to be spent. People are crazy. And you said national parks. Didn't you say national parks a second ago? You're like, yeah.
The last time they shut down who's going to COVID or whatnot? When did it shut down? It was like 2 or 3 years ago. The government shut down for like a week or something.
Yeah, right.
You couldn't get into 2 or 3 places over in our state parks. Like you couldn't go to the bison range.
If you went to the park and went inside and because it's closed because nobody's working there, who's coming to get you? Like, isn't it?
You're thinking. I say a park. This is over 100,000 acres of land that we have here in Kentucky. That's a national park, basically.
But like, if the government shut down, isn't the guy that's enforcing that closed park also like furloughed?
Yeah, they don't have any. Yeah, there's no park rangers.
Yeah, so like, go to the park. Who's going to stop you from going to the park?
Yeah. Well, there's a main road that drives through, so nobody can stop.
Yeah.
That's just in our situation. Yeah. All right. So, did you? So
House Administration Committee Chairman Brian Stile, who's a Republican from Wisconsin, said, "quote Rep. Jamal Bowman pulled a fire alarm in Cannon this morning, and an investigation into why it was pulled is underway." And then we have the photo that we showed on the title card. So that is that's the story. I'm not sure why this guy pulled the alarm.
Well, he has released a statement saying why he pulled the alarm.
Oh,
did you see the statement?
No, I haven't seen that.
This is Jamal Bowman's statement.
Yes.
I want to personally clear up confusion surrounding today's events. Here, let me, you can read along with me.
Elucidate us.
Today, as I was rushing to make a vote, I came to a door that is usually open for votes, but today would not open. I'm embarrassed to admit that I activated the fire alarm, mistakenly thinking it would open the door. I regret this and sincerely apologize for any confusion this caused. But I want to be very clear. This was not me in any way trying to delay the vote. It was the exact opposite. I was trying to urgently get to a vote, which I ultimately did, and joined my colleagues in a bipartisan effort to keep our government open. I also met after the vote with Sergeant-at-Arms and the Capitol Police at their request and explained what had happened. My hope is that no one will make more of this than it was. I'm working hard every day, including today, to do my job, to do it well. Go ahead.
I appreciate his statement, but, some people might view something like this like an insurrection. And you know what happens when we have an insurrection. So
pretty funny.
Rep Jamal Bowman might need to.
So what
spend some
he
time in
did,
jail.
I don't buy his crap to pull a fire alarm to open a door which was locked. Any 5-year-old in kindergarten.
Doesn't it say fire? He can read, right?
Any 5-year-old in kindergarten is taught not to pull the damn fire alarm. So are 5-year-olds smarter than this congressman?
Oh, yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, so I don't believe your bullshit, and we don't believe your bullshit line. And you should be charged with a felony, Congressman Jamal Bowman.
Yeah.
You should be charged with a felony, which is what it is. It's a felony.
It would be disrupting official proceedings. Isn't that what they charge J6ers with? Disrupting official proceedings, and then they put them in jail for like 3 years or 25 years or something like that.
25.
Yeah, so
years.
he's attempting to interrupt official proceedings. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Right.
We got. Let's see. What do we want to do next? Oh, you know what? This is important. Deke, we mentioned last week on the show on Friday that Dianne Feinstein had passed away. She had passed away just as the show was beginning, or it was announced just as the show was beginning. Do not go back and watch that episode. But
go watch that episode. Oh, no. It's great. About that fucking devil woman dying. We're all happy that she's dead.
Well, now
you don't like that.
Now you have to not watch this
because I'm not the only one.
All right.
I'm not the only one.
She should not have been in service.
Let me read you something.
Uh-oh.
You don't. I'm going to read it.
I know you are.
Let me find it where I put it at.
All right. Jeez.
I'm sorry, but this needs to be said.
Didn't I already say this morning? You're allowed to have your own opinion. I can have a different opinion, and you guys can have different opinion. It's okay. Nobody's gonna die over this.
If you go to, I'm not going to read it. I'm going to direct you to our Discord page.
Yeah.
If you go to our Discord page in the general, the main one,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to freaking pin it.
Mm-mm. All right, pin it.
Let me figure out how to pin it. I forgot how to pin it. I might not have the ability to pin it because JJ's
you've been an admin. You can do
I know. So anyway, it is this. I'm not going to read it because it's kind of long, but it's this man who personally knew Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
The man's name is Scott Ritter. He is a former UN weapons inspector, former USMC intelligence officer, author, analyst. His name is Scott Ritter. Follow him, Real Scott Ritter, on Twitter, and he has a long. He talks about how he met Dianne Feinstein. You just read what he wrote.
Yeah.
He met with her during the in the early 2000s, and she was asking him specifically about his intelligence on the weapons of mass destruction. And a TLDR on this, a too long didn't read on this, is basically he met with her. It was a professional meeting. She asked him what he thought about weapons of mass destruction and his opinion. Professional opinion. He said that he believed one way. She said, "Thank you for your food for thought." She ended up voting the complete opposite way. She is responsible for hundreds of thousands of Iraqis, thousands of Americans dying because she knew and she voted the other way. And he lambasted.
She's part of that.
He says
caucus,
in the very beginning, "I hope she stands in judgment before her maker and is punished accordingly."
Holy smokes. He does say that.
I'm just saying,
wow.
There are more people dying every day that deserve so much more respect than this evil woman did.
I will forever. No, I'm going to read all of this. I'm going to. You pointed this out. Here's Scott Ritter.
Great.
Look at this. Look at this. I will forever know Senator Feinstein as someone who has been empowered by the truth and lacked the moral courage to act on it. The blood of thousands of Americans and hundreds of thousands of Iraqis stains her soul. I hope when she stands in judgment before her maker, wow, that is I wasn't on screen. Okay. Well, anyway, dang.
It's in the chat. Whether you want to,
all right. Well,
like JJ said, we've got a different opinion on that, and that's completely fine. But
stronger.
I just don't think that she.
My opinion is formed largely by ignorance. Other than she was like 900 million years old and shouldn't have been. That's not how we should be fucking making laws in this country. So we're gonna go the other way. A report from Gavin from Breitbart.com says that Governor Gavin Newsom is going to appoint the Emily's List president, LaFonza Butler. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Don't know how to pronounce that. To fill Feinstein's Senate seat. So here is Miss LaFonza Butler, and on the Breitbart news article, Governor Newsom will appoint Emily's List president LaFonza Butler to fill the Senate seat vacated upon her death. Newsom is moving swiftly to name the next senator 2 days after Feinstein's death, and just as a perilously split Congress narrowly averted a government shutdown. Senate Democrats are in need of every vote in the closely divided chamber. So that is the main line. But here's the subtext a little bit. There are several people who were already planning to run for Senator Feinstein's seat in the next election. Not the least of which is Rep. Adam Schiff, who is a notable public liar. He will just lie about anything publicly. He's a total piece of shit. And there's some other people Governor Newsom chose not to give an incumbency advantage to any of the people currently aspiring to run for that role. So he did not appoint Adam Schiff, nor did he appoint anyone else that's currently running. So he's appointed this woman, LaFonza Butler, to hold the seat, and in the interim, whether she runs again for the seat or not remains to be seen. But if he had given the seat to, I mean, I don't know. Once you get that cushy job and you get to send people to die in war, why would you not want to keep that job? So anyway, so there it is. There's LaFonza Butler. I'm not sure what Emily's List is, but at the very least, you can tell that she's not 287 years old. So we've got
Emily's List is the nation's largest resource dedicated to electing Democratic pro-choice women to office. That is what Emily's List is.
Right.
The nation's largest. We recruit, train, and support Democratic pro-choice women running for office up and down the ballot because in office, these women can change the world.
Okay. So she wants
That's
to
Emily's List.
kill babies.
She started Emily's List.
There was a notable observation that by Elix Michelson on Twitter. He said it's interesting that Newsom's reported choice for senator from California lists her state of residence as Maryland in her bio. You can see right here. I don't know if you can see it right here. Right here on our Twitter page, you can see it listed her as Maryland. So that may or may not be her residence, but that's what this guy said. So, okay. Moving on up to the east side. Actually, we are going to move up to the east side. Well, oh, you got something? I'm going to go.
I got one for you. Still political.
Yeah, I got.
I didn't really want to play this video because it's a TikTok video and it's like the guy at the bottom.
Yeah.
But did you see that Vivek and Obama video?
Yeah, I did see that, and I did watch it, and you know what? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good video. If you got doubts about Vivek Ramaswamy, well, he sure looks like he's doing some.
Wow.
Bidenese.
I don't know how long it is.
I watched
it over the weekend.
It's like 51 seconds. Here, I got it up if you want to see it.
If you've got it, mine won't load for some reason.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, I can't stand TikTok, and I barely click on any of Deke's links when they're TikTok. So,
and I want him to click on every one of them because I put them in there for him. JJ's afraid that TikTok is going to be monitor him, but he don't realize that he's being listened to.
No, all right. Here's the video.
Or Republican idea.
These are not Democrat ideas or Republican ideas.
This is an American idea.
These are fundamentally American ideals.
Imagine they were driving a car and they drove it into the ditch.
If somebody has repeatedly crashed your car,
you can't have the keys back.
Do you want to turn over the keys to the same people who crashed it?
You said Russia in the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back.
I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore.
You know, the Cold War's been over for 20 years.
It fell back in 1990.
A skinny guy with a funny name.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name?
But they sense deep in their bones.
I believe deep in
There's a lot of cherry picking of clips here.
Out of many, one. We are one people.
I have a dream that we can
It
be
is a
what we
lot
are.
of cherry picking of things, but it should be, because if I was going to do that, I wouldn't write a speech word for word. I would go
Right.
through the speech and find the big words
Yeah.
that are going to get. I write advertisements for a living.
Oh,
That's how I make my money. And so you have to have those key words that get you, and that is what those are. Miss Danger, love you.
love you, Miss
So I
Danger.
mean, I was blinded. Ashley had saw something about Vivek a long time ago, and she kind of put a weird
Yeah.
thing in her stomach. I was blinded by his dazzle.
He's
a new
young.
guy.
He's not a million.
He speaks really well. And then that was thrown in my face. Another buddy told
Yeah.
me, I think I said last week, he was
did.
like, "Oh, he's in Big Pharma's
Yeah, yeah.
pocket. He's in Big Pharma's pocket."
Yeah.
So I looked that up. That was correct. And then I saw this, and I'm like,
Well,
he's saying it. This is what I would have done if I was, in somebody's campaign.
yeah.
I would get other great speeches, and absolutely. This is almost seems like, how can we screw them over and get somebody in there that they love, but it's on their side, but it's on our side? You know what I mean? It's like they're
Yeah.
trying to pull the wool over our eyes
Well,
with this.
I mean, look, I think you should approach Vivek with skepticism. But then again, you should approach every politician with skepticism. If you are listening to a politician, you're like, oh, finally, the good guy. You're making a mistake. There's no good guys. There's no good guys. No. Yeah, that's the mistake every single time. Oh, finally, this person has the moral authority to wield the powers of government and do a good job. Yeah, no. So yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know. There's a lot of good things that he says, right? And he's got youth. He's got a youth advantage. He's only like early 40s or late 30s or something like that. I think he's like maybe, I don't know how old he's, 40 something. So he's young. And he's definitely saying a lot of things, but I also don't entirely believe him. And we won't probably get into that, but we got a whole year to run up to the next election. Oh, it's going to be great. Okay, let's go over to New York for a minute, and we have Governor Hochul to Nyers. Who is Nyers? Is this a politician in? Yeah, we'll get to it here. Here we go. From Breitbart News. Hochul to Myers objecting to migrants. We believe in the Statue of Liberty and we believe in Statue of Liberty, and New York City is full. So other areas must embrace. Governor Hochul, governor of New York City, and that sanctuary city of New York City, the governor of that state says that, well, they filled up. So y'all got to pick up the slack. So pick up the slack and get those migrants somewhere else. She wants migrants, just not in her state, not in New York. There's not enough room. They're full.
Did you see? New York has been in the news over the weekend because they've had all the floods. You seen all that stuff from New York?
No, I know. It was my anniversary this weekend. It was my 18th anniversary with my wife, and so I just hung out with my family. We went to a fancy dinner.
Excellent.
I ordered a Harry Potter drink. I think
you did.
You didn't see
What'd
the
you
video?
get, a butterbeer?
Oh, we'll see who's not watching videos now.
Did you get a butterbeer?
No. It wasn't. It wasn't a real Harry Potter drink. It was a smoking gun. A smoking gun old fashioned, but it's delivered in this case it's smoky and stuff. It was pretty cool. Anyway,
Lord. Yeah. So New York over the weekend got all New Yorkers are complaining about climate change because they got dumped with all this water. I mean, if you haven't seen videos of it this weekend, it's crazy. Go watch these videos of it should. I mean, I just thought that it was holy crap. Everybody's talking about New York being flooded. It's unbelievable what it looks like. And I've seen some because they got all the migrants and stuff up there now. This guy was walking around yesterday and he was showing like the Roosevelt Hotel. The National Guard has shut down hotels and restaurants. And when you go by and look in these restaurants, they will not let New Yorkers in because they're filled with migrants sleeping on the floors of these places, in the lobby, in the floors of these restaurants. He was walking by with his phone showing these. He tried to walk into one of the restaurants and the National Guard turned him away. So there's a lot going on in New York, especially with these floods. And that's what I was mentioned. A lot of people are saying climate change, climate change, climate change. Look what happens with climate change. We're flooding New York. You live on a fucking island.
Yeah.
You live on an island that's probably right at sea level.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get a multitude of rain like this, it's going to flood. New York's probably got the shittiest sewer and drainage system in America. So it's not surprising.
I mean, aren't they below sea level, and they have to put up these I don't know, barriers to keep the water out, and then they dig down into the bedrock to put
New York City is 33 feet above sea level.
Oh, 33 feet above. Okay.
Just 33 feet. That's it.
Well,
3 basketball goals.
Man.
So yeah.
It
doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out that.
All right. So let's see. Hochul had a statement here. I do want to read her statement here. Give her fair media time. Hochul said, quote, "I will be very clear about the values of New Yorkers. We have always been a place that has welcomed immigrants, so we will always be that place. But it's also a question of capacity right now. We have been welcoming. We have been gracious. We have been supportive. But we have to point out the fact and make sure that people coming across the border who think that there are plentiful hotel rooms and services in New York City, we hit our capacity. So we're asking other areas to embrace these individuals. But we're not going to compromise who we are as a state with the Statue of Liberty in our harbor. So that's what I want to make clear. That's what I want to be clear about. That's important. We will retain that. But we just need a slowing right now to help us manage the people who have already come and let people know it's not the way it was a year ago. We are at capacity, but getting people out of shelters is our number one priority, full stop." So I think she's saying, if you're crossing the border, New York is open for business and they love you. So there you go. Go to New York. That's how I am interpreting that. Good morning, Miss Danger. Do Good had to run. He said he enjoyed your radio show earlier, by the way, Deke.
I love Do Good.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to Germany and meet him. I've got one. Can we talk about?
Fly there. You can't walk. You can't drive. You have to get on an airplane.
Really?
I don't think you could drive.
I'll try. See how far we get.
But wait, hold on. Do you have Google navigation?
I got Google navigation, so I should be okay. I've got one here. If we want to talk about the glorious president of the United States, not our glorious president of the United States, the man that always tells the truth. He never lies to you ever. Okay. Right. So I'm going to play to you something here. I want you to listen to him because he is telling you the absolute truth.
Okay.
When I left the Senate, I was able to convince Strom Thurmond to vote for the Voting Rights Act. Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
Okay. So yeah,
when I left the
look
Senate,
at the face of this
I
man.
was able to convince.
His face.
Yeah. Let me just hang on. So if you don't know, which 90% of Americans probably could not tell you who Strom Thurmond was. They probably don't know what the Voting Rights Act was. They probably couldn't tell you when Biden went into office, went into the Senate.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So
when I left the Senate, I was able to convince Strom Thurmond to vote for the Voting Rights Act.
Okay. Strom Thurmond died in 2003. Joe Biden left the Senate in 2009. And the fucking Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965.
Right.
So there you go. You want me to play it again?
He's not factually accurate in his claims. You're suggesting.
He said it, and I'm telling you the facts that you can Google for yourself.
Now, I think what he was talking about, he was unclear about it. He's saying Voting Rights Act, which everybody thinks Voting Rights Act 1965. I think he's actually talking about a different Voting Rights Act that was in the 1990s or something like that. And Strom Thurmond changed his own political. I mean, Strom Thurmond was like a racist, if I recall correctly, like a KKK racist.
He wasn't a racist. He was the racist.
Right. But late in his life, he changed to the Republican Party, I think. I might be fuzzy about that. But he definitely changed his own, some of his own views. Joe Biden didn't convince him of jack or shit. Joe Biden didn't convince him of nothing. So that is a surprise. Joe Biden inventing history in his addled
Corn
brain.
Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop's a bad dude. Them kids like to touch my legs with the furry hair. Like to run their hands down my leg. Okay, we got some international news. Oh no, wait, we need to do this this U.S. story here. The United Auto Workers, Deacon. United Auto Workers strike expanded to 25,000 auto workers as talks stall over job-killing electric vehicle mandates. You know, this seems to be just a few days after Joe Biden went and gave him a speech and talked about how great it was going to be, manufacturing in America. And, he stands with them. And he left after 12 minutes. He was there for 12 entire minutes last Tuesday or Wednesday. And now the one thing that Joe Biden did not talk about was how his Green New Deal, electric vehicle policies were really, really, really going to help China, since China makes all of this electrical vehicle stuff, and they have all of the lithium in the world and
all the cobalt, all that stuff is owned by China. They make all of it. China does.
Yeah.
So if you think that crap in electric vehicles and the batteries and what goes in batteries and that's going to create American jobs, they might say we're going to build one factory over here and create all these jobs to make it sound good, but 99% of them are made in China.
Yeah. Oh, it's really going to help auto workers in China. So the UAW strike is expanded to 25,000 as talks stall over job-killing electric vehicle mandates. Here is the story on Breitbart News. United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain announced that about 7,000 auto workers at GM's Lansing Delta Township Assembly in Lansing, Michigan, and Ford's Chicago Assembly in Chicago, Illinois, were joining the strike against the Big Three. The United Auto Workers strike now includes auto workers at 43 plants across 21 states. Meanwhile, Fain said the UAW is making significant progress with Stellantis. We will win. Our strategy is working. Over the last 10 years, the Big Three have made a record $250 billion in North American profits. Over the last 6 months, the Big Three have made a record $21 billion in total profits. So they're complaining about the, people. Now, I think Elon may have buzzed these guys a little bit because, Elon owns and runs Tesla, electric vehicle manufacturer. I don't actually think that the Tesla employees are unionized in the states that he works in and whatnot. And so Elon was kind of talking a little trash about how he pays his employees more and they have fun at work. So, but anyway. Go ahead, union. It seems like there's a lot of strikes happening right now. I live in Texas, and we don't. If they have unions, I never hear about them. But we don't. We're not a union employee state. We're a right to work state. So I think all of this union stuff's not a good idea. It doesn't let you negotiate for yourself. So
okay, let me tell you something.
Yeah,
Kentucky is not a right to work state.
Yeah,
I have been fired and the reason was they didn't like my shirt.
Right.
The clothes that I wear is what was said. I was told flat out after 7 or 8 years on a top morning show that had been number one in the ratings. Okay. I was number one in the ratings and I was told that they're letting me go. And I asked for a reason. They said, quote, I don't have to give you a reason. And then when we sat in there, he finally said, I can fire you for the clothes that you wear. My argument was I'm on the radio. Okay. I could be sitting in here naked and you would never know if I didn't tell you. So we sat in his office for 20 minutes until he finally said, you're not good enough. Okay. And I was like, okay, that's a legitimate reason, better than I don't like the clothes you're wearing. And so Kentucky is not a right to work state. You can be fired for any damn reason and they don't care. All right. So a union in our state, which I would have to be a part of the SAG, and that's ridiculous. But the unions help people in these states like me from them being able to go in and being, all right, 100 of y'all are fired today. just because we don't like your shoes.
Well,
So I can see the benefits and the negatives of both sides.
I'm looking this up, and it says Texas is a right to work state, but right to work specifically means that you cannot be denied employment or because of membership or non-membership in a union. An at-will state. Texas is also at will, which means that a person can quit or be fired at any time. So Texas is both a right to work and an at-will state. So it sounds like Kentucky is an at-will state as well.
Yeah, probably.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any advice for you or anything like that, other than get a contract. I guess.
The advice I keep. Yeah, I just keep my mouth shut and try not to ruffle any feathers.
Yeah. By the way, like and subscribe. Share the show on social media.
I use this show to
get the steam off. Yeah. All right. Deke, you have a home. You have appliances. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
Well, there's a bunch of appliances that the Biden administration plans to regulate aggressively, so that you can't.
Oh, really?
I
I'm
guess
concerned.
cook your food or refrigerate your food or whatever. Climate change. In December, the Energy Secretary Granholm announced that the administration had taken 110 actions on energy efficiency standards in 2022 alone, and they're moving forward with rules impacting dozens more appliances. Doesn't this make you feel confident about the economy going forward? It makes you feel real confident.
I do have a lot of money to rebuy all my appliances too. Yeah, I can rebuy a refrigerator.
I mean,
dishwasher.
Look,
I can rebuy all those right now. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. And hopefully you'll be able to buy those appliances and get your next electrical car, because they're going to use your electrical vehicle to manage the electricity in your house.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. According to the current federal unified agenda, a government-wide semi-annual list that highlights regulations agencies plan to propose or finalize within the next 12 months. The Biden administration is additionally moving forward with rules impacting dozens more appliances. Tell us what the appliances are. Over the last several months, the Department of Energy has unveiled standards to make various appliances more efficient, and experts have said that this would worsen product quality and lead to higher prices. There we go. We're going to get higher prices and worse quality products, but they'll be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Dehumidifiers? Are you kidding me?
No, you need those allergies. If you get rid of your allergies, then you won't need to buy Claritin D and the pharmacy profits will go down. So we need to turn off dehumidifiers so that you can buy allergy medicine. What else you got?
Gas stoves, ovens, clothes washers, refrigerators. Why aren't let's see, refrigerator freezers, air conditioners, dishwashers, pool pumps, battery chargers.
Some of that makes sense.
Ceiling fans.
If you can't freeze or cool your food, then there's no reason to heat it up again.
Oh my Lord. Portable electric spas.
I don't really have an electric spa. That sounds dangerous as hell. What does that mean? All right. Okay.
We're going to go across the pond now.
Please, can we? Oh, my gosh.
This story's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to let you read it in your British accent.
No, you're not.
Come on, do your what was it? Your Christmas Carol voice. No.
Oh, my Charles Dickens voice?
Yeah.
Hello. Britain's Royal Navy has reportedly told its sailors that they should introduce themselves with gender pronouns before meeting in order to be more inclusive. A trans non-binary awareness guide seen by the Telegraph newspaper. I'm not doing that shit through the
I would
thing.
take this more seriously if this guy right here in the uniform were wearing a skirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
It would give me more confidence that they mean what they say. A trans non-binary awareness guide seen by the Telegraph newspaper, reportedly published on the Royal Navy's internal intranet, has told staff introducing yourself with your pronouns at the start of meetings and interactions is a good way to be inclusive. It's not creepy and weird as fuck. We're normalizing this. The Navy's guide on gender also featured a trans umbrella to illustrate the different forms of gender expression, including Pangender, gender neutral, and two-spirit. I told you about two-spirit. I told you multiple times about two-spirit. A phrase that has often been used to describe the gender of some Native Americans. It's pretty good that the Native Americans are getting representation in the Royal Navy. It's pretty awesome.
That's great. Yeah, that's a good one. The British Royal Navy is respecting the Native Americans.
Yeah. Oh, my
that's
God.
Great, dude. That for somebody that knows history, that is humorous.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not laughing, you might not know history.
Yeah. The former first Sea Lord of the British Royal Navy, Admiral Lord West, said of the guidance, quote, "I'm surprised that the Navy wishes to try and divide ships' companies by focusing on people's gender rather than seeing them all as all of one company. This initiative seems to me confusing. It doesn't help the cohesion and fighting ability of the Navy I love."
The one thing I have learned about this story, JJ, the one thing that has educated me about this story,
yes,
is that the British Royal Navy has a lot fucking cooler names for their
no
officers.
shit, right? Former first Sea Lord,
first Sea Lord of the British Royal Navy.
As I was reading that, I was
Lord
like,
West.
Like of
that
all of the things
awesome.
being,
I just want to salute him right now. That's like, oh, you Sea Lord, you're a Sea Lord. Oh wow, do you know?
Whoa, does that role come with a cape?
That's awesome. It better have a cape.
Yeah,
Sea Lord, you better be standing there with one of those tri-corner hats on. That would be awesome.
Do you get an eye patch? Or
do you get an eye patch?
My Navy lore is pretty low. Let's see. Well,
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, here's commenting on the trans guidance. Reclaim Party leader Lawrence Fox said, quote, "This will surely put the fear of God into Britain's enemies. I wonder if there will be a large number of frigates and destroyers who no longer wish to go by she, her pronouns." Oh, they call the ships by...
They did the airplanes in World War II, too.
Yes.
They still might do them today. Do you name your car? Have you ever named your car? I read a story on today is actually October the 2nd is Name Your Car Day.
Yeah.
All right. It is. I just read it earlier today. You've never named your car?
No. My aunt did that when I was a kid, and
your brain wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm just like it's a car.
No. My car's name is Jenny. It's always been Jenny. Yes, and you have to talk nice to her every once in a while. You have to rub her on her dashboard and talk sweet to her in order for her to do it. Because I'm not a rich person. Sometimes you've got to pat your car to get it to start and get it to do things. And Jenny is always the one. So I'm surprised that you don't name your. Actually,
Are
I'm
you
not
surprised?
No, I'm not at all.
I have creative energies. I'm not going to spend them.
Oh, you're very creative on certain things. Very creative. JJ is an unbelievable artist, dude. I'm seriously. Y'all need to check out some of his stuff. He is a great artist. I'll brag on JJ because he won.
It's going to be
a great artist.
By the way, I saw you guys talking about this morning, and I'm going to jump in. It's Inktober. I found out the rules about it this morning. Didn't even know about it. So I'm going to start drawing too, and we'll post them on Twitter and on our Discord. Huh?
Yeah, Inktober's for artists, and they do that on Twitter. And you have a prompt every day to draw something. And you don't have to be a good artist. You just draw what dream is to you, and you put it in. Spiders was today. Sinister Minister he takes a dry erase marker, he draws it on his mirror.
Yeah,
he takes a picture of it. His family likes it. He posts it on Twitter and he erases it. So if you're an artist and you kind of want to do this, or maybe, it's fun.
Let's do it. Let's jump in.
Yeah. So check it out.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to do?
Yeah. I'll do it. So this is what I thought. This is my idea for Inktober. You see all these are like my little notepads that I have.
Like index cards type thing.
Yeah. My little, just a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
So over the years in radio, before the internet, you were bored, you had to read or draw or do something, because you didn't have the internet all the time. And I always draw on these little sheets of paper, and just like little sketches. And I thought, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to do ballpoint ink pen, and little sketches like I used to do in old school radio.
All right.
So that's what I'm
in. I need to find a book or something to do mine in, and then I'll do it too. I was going to do it on my computer, but I think it would be better if it was like ink on paper. Don't you agree?
Yeah. That's man.
All right, we'll do that. We got any other? Let's see. You read about Hochul? What we got here?
If we don't have any more, I got a fun one. I got maybe a couple of fun. I got one fun one. I got one cool one here, and then one fun one. Let me do the cool one here, just to
go ahead.
This one I just thought was really interesting. The Arc Nerve simulation system that they are coming out with. Is this going to show up on the freaking screen ever? I thought I hit the buttons to do that. Could help quadriplegic patients move their arms again. This is a conceptual drawing of what they're going to do in this spine. The Arc Nerve Stimulation Therapy System from this startup has passed another developmental milestone as the company announced its first successful installation of its brainwave-driven implantable electrode array to restore function and feeling to a patient's hands and arms. The ARC system differs depending on how and what's being used. It's a really interesting article that I'll post. It's long. I'll post in our Discord server.
You know what? That reminds me of a story I read over the weekend. So I've got that now. Elon Musk's Neuralink has won FDA approval for human trials. This story was updated 4 months ago. But I think that human trials are now starting. So,
what do you think about that? You got mixed feelings? I do.
Yeah,
I have mixed feelings.
The possible upside is that maybe people with spine cord damage or something like that can't move their arms or can't feel things, they might be able to receive medical therapy, a new kind of therapy and restore use of function to their body.
Yes.
And at the same time, immediately this whole thing is going to be subverted for entertainment and porn and people's minds are going to be hijacked. I mean, you're going to start with like this thing in your mind and you're like, oh, we could play this cool game and like, oh, I can see AR reality or whatever. It's going to get so good that you can't distinguish AR reality from reality. And then other people are going to be able to send messages to your brain and you're going to see shit that isn't real and it's not your choice. It's somebody else's choice. That's
you need to watch, you need to get on Netflix and watch Black Mirror. You need to watch.
I've seen the first episode of Black Mirror.
Don't judge it on the first episode. The first one is the most freaking. It just slaps you in the face, and you're like, "Oh my god, I ain't watching it." It's the Twilight Zone it's the Twilight Zone for our generation, for our era. It's wonderful. They're wonderful. All right, I got one more here before we go, and you're gonna like this one. I'm ending on a feel good story. Okay?
Yeah, I want to feel good.
You'll like this one. All right,
but not artificially.
This family took their dog, their golden retriever. Oh, I think it was a golden retriever. Let me get it up here and it's popping up on the screen. So this family took this golden retriever. Look, you see how pretty they are? And all golden retrievers are pretty much identical. They look very similar, right? So they took their golden retriever here to the vet to get haircut and whatnot. And they, it was trimmed up and they got, and they got their dog and they took it home and they were loving on it. And the cats were like, what the fuck's going on? The cats did not like
Who is this?
The cats did not like this dog. And so they put the dog outside and the dog's friends and the neighbors next door, the dogs next door did not like this dog. So they started freaking out and they took the dog to the vet and they got the microchip scanned and it wasn't their dog. It was another golden retriever that had been brought in. So they ended up getting their dogs back and whatnot. But I thought it was a really cute story about how cute, they're just so beautiful. Look how cute they are.
Actually, it kind of sounds horrible. Like you don't recognize your dog.
Well, I mean,
you don't recognize your own dog.
What she said.
You got tricked by a dog pole ganger.
She makes a good point. She says, outside of collars, harnesses, and bandanas, immediately identifying the dog that belongs to you is a secret skill because at first glance, their personalities are also super similar. That's why it's not surprising when one family dropped off their sweet golden pooch at a daycare to be groomed and they didn't notice. Not even their human parents can tell them apart because of swap. It says something about we didn't notice because the few things that they noticed were off about the dog. They just attributed it to having a haircut.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
So I mean, you're picking up a dog that visually looks different than the one you dropped off.
Yeah, so. But I always thought that was cool that the cats were like, "Yo, who the hell is this?"
This guy looks the same to you. Are you people? Can you see anything?
Yeah, it's great. All right.
All right. I got it's joke time.
It's joke
Ladies and
time.
gentlemen, if you haven't already, like, subscribe. And we end the show every day with a appropriate
Dad joke. Dad jokes.
Dad jokes. We do dad jokes.
That's right.
Why would we do dad jokes? In fact, why is this show called Your Two Dads? Well, believe it or not, Mr. Deacon there has like 5 kids, and I got 2. That's a dad. I'm a dad, and everybody needs a dad, so we'll be your 2 dads.
That's right. That's right. I'll be your dad.
I already read this one, and that's not the one I thought I grabbed. I made a mistake on
All
camera.
right. And
Why did the Scarecrow win the Scarecrow of the Year award?
he was
Deacon?
outstanding in his field, JJ.
Fuck.
That makes 15 and 0 for me. 15 and 0.
Oh, this is even better.
Okay.
This is more
All right.
appropriate. Okay, go ahead.
No, you go.
Your turn.
You go. I want to hear the next
Oh,
one.
all right. Who did the vampire bring to the prom?
I don't know.
Yeah, his ghoul friend.
Oh, his ghoul friend.
Oh, what? Oh,
I got one that's on the same vein, on the same lines. All right.
All right.
Sad
Yes.
news, JJ. I broke up with my girlfriend Lorraine because I was seeing another girl named Clara Lee. But the good news is now that I can see Clara Lee now that Lorraine is gone.
Yes. Oh. Somebody's excited. All right. Well, guys, if you... He says that's not the same wolf as earlier. That's a totally different wolf. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Rumble.com/JJW. Oh, we got a bonus joke. We haven't signed off yet. Sinister Minister says he went to a castle and the sign out front said, "Wicked Witch parking only. All others will be towed."